All right, guys. We're actually going live, guys. If you guys want to come on, y'all can kind of check things out. What we got going on here now, guys, is we got a couple different things just happening. You see all this mud over here? This mud right here represents the fact that we got our utilities in. So the utilities come from the road here. You can see where they kind of marked everything over here. They got the, you can see where they marked the wall. They got flags over there. I guess I can make that. And guys, I'm not really good at this live. I hadn't done this in a minute, so um, trying to figure this stuff out. But you can see we got our utilities in. We got the water, the sewer. We got all the undergrounds in. We got the power underground. We got the gas underground. So now, once you get all that done, we got our, and you can only do that after you get final grade. So I had the guys come out here about a week ago. And they came here, you see, it was final grade of the house in. We can't see the house right now, but when the truck leaves, we'll be able to see it. But once you get the final grade in, you can come here and you can get all your utilities. We're getting the trim. No, you good, baby. We're getting the, we're delivering trim so the guys can come in and do the trim. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Um, so, so your Alabama Power, your Spire, these guys came in and put their stub outs here. I tried to put everything on one side of the house, but this is our power line, so all that's in. So what that means now is once you get all that in, the next step is to get our drives and walks in. So all this right here, we gotta get our drives and turn around, get our drives and walks in. And that's gonna be our next step, man. I tell you, boy, when it rains, man, I tell you, it rains extremely hard. So what I do, and what you have to do, is I got a ticket. I got 3 tickets that got sent to me in the mail, not in the mail, as an email. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna let these guys, when they load it up, I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna count everything and make sure we got everything here. And that way I can do my inventory just to make sure I got everything, so I don't have to be calling them back and worrying them to death about going back and forth. So this is what we got here, guys. We got the interior trim and doors here. We'll put those in. I got my trim carpet. It should show up tomorrow. Guys, you better schedule this stuff real quick because you don't want this stuff sitting around too long, because if it sits around long, it's gonna grow feet and walk away. And we don't want to get involved in that little game. Kind of shift this around for them. What time is it? So I know you guys been trying to come in at 5:30, but I had to come on earlier so that I could make sure I had this YouTube live stuff figured out, man. This stuff is kind of different, man. I appreciate that. We got a few things here. So you kind of see where we got this thing at, man. We got this thing. I think we're at we're kind of a little bit past the halfway mark, maybe 60% complete. 60% complete right now. Good Lord. So I gotta come in here. The trim carpenters like to come in here and they like to set all the doors first. And I can assure you guys, you know, I don't know what's going on in today's market. It just, guys, I'll be honest with you, man. I know there'll be a lot of questions. So typically what I do is I come in here, and so we got to prep for tile too. So we hadn't really picked out all the tiles. I think we picked it out, but man, we just way out of the budget, man. So we got to figure out a way to get back in this budget. So I'm kind of figuring this thing out. But guys, when you come through here, the first thing the trim carpenters are gonna want to do is they're gonna want to come through here and hang all the doors. Then you want to run all the baseboard up to the doors. But typically what I would do is I come through here, and in each area, I write on the wall what kind of crown molding, you know, you got crown, 1 piece, 2 piece, or whatever's gonna happen. I typically just go ahead and write that down. I draw it on the wall with a pencil. And, you know, and guys, you gotta make sure that you don't do stuff like that with a, you don't wanna do it with a marker, because If you're right on the wall with a marker, what's going to end up happening is when you paint, it's going to keep leaking through the paint. You know, but here, man, I mean, there's just a lot of things up here. It looks like we can't use crown in a lot of places. Like, you can't use crown on a true tray. This is a tray ceiling. This is a true tray ceiling, not a box ceiling, but a tray ceiling. I mean, you can't get crown up there. So, I mean, you can, but it'll look awkward. But in areas like this right here, you can put crown there. Areas like here, you put crown molding. You know, this right here is a case opening. So, did like this, you got doors here. We got to do something like that there. That's another room up there. We're not going to finish it out right now. Coming through here, so this right here is the bathroom. So everything is already prepped for tile. So we're actually ready to tile. And like, this is a master closet. This is a big closet, guys. So this closet right here is not gonna get any crown, but you typically want to put crown right here in this area right here. You want to put it in the master. Of course, you put the baseboards as well. So you're gonna do you know, if you guys have any questions as well, you can always come on and type the question. I may be able to see it up here. I haven't done this in a while, so the questions may float by so fast, I might not be able to answer them right quick. But my son used to be the one that does this right here. So we put the crown all the way around here. So that's kind of what we got here. I know every time I bring equipment out here, I always leave it. So now this is something that the homeowner had done. You want to have what they call that, a dome up there. So when you walk in, you look up and have a dome. But the only thing about it, these guys didn't move all this scaffolding and left all this stuff here. They probably need to get that stuff there. So this is an elevator shaft, you know, eventually. So that's we're not gonna do anything right now. We're not gonna add any elevators in here. So these guys are gonna leave themselves a little room. You know, I hate when things like that happen, like that door over there. It's got a door. It was ordered wrong, so I don't like that. This right here is hardwood treads. This guy got 2 steps of stairs, man, so that's why you got all that stair stuff. And all that stair stuff is heavy as heck. Yeah. Man, I hope y'all got hollow core doors.
Got about 3 of them?
All of the doors are hollow core, ain't they?
All of them?
They should be.
I'm pretty sure they are.
Okay, good. No, I was just making sure.
I know you got, what, 3 20-minute doors?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about in general.
Oh, yeah, okay, most of them. Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna be hollow core, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah. I can't afford the other doors, guys. The solid core doors, jeez, they eat you alive. So we're waiting on. And guys, I tell you what, man, it's almost like a law, man. Whatever can go wrong in construction, man, they're gonna figure out a way to make it go wrong. I had another job site, and I called the framers to come out and do what they need to do to finish up the framing part. There's a house over here, and they wouldn't show up. It's like, damn, where these guys at? And so I called them again, they still wouldn't show up. And so I eventually I called another set of guys. I told them to come on out there and knock it out the way. And you know, these guys showed up at the same time. But that's kind of how my luck works, guys. I don't know why it's like that. Kind of see this, looking up here, man, this builder up here. I don't want to speak no negativity in this right here. Just looking up the street. And see this builder right here took his sign down. He had a sign up there originally, but he took it down, so he might have walked away from the job, man. I guess I'm being nosy now, but I saw construction has kind of stopped for a couple of. Usually they was Johnny on the spot, man. They was moving really good, and the building just kind of stopped going. I don't know what's going on there. I don't see a sign over there anymore. That don't mean anything. He's probably making room for something, but this is kind of what you have, guys. So you see how we got that grading going on here. Yeah, these guys right here, boy, I know that stuff is headed. I would get out there and help them out, man, but I done served my time as delivering stuff, guys. Hey, if you want to get some building materials, call Way Up. we doing a little commercial for them, I guess. Okay. Let's see. Chat. I guess that is one of my guys here. Actually, it's not raining so bad. I think that may be one of my guys, but well, maybe it's not. I thought it was one of my students. I got my students supposed to be meeting me out here. Well, I told him, man, it was raining so bad. I told him, don't worry about it. We just had to meet over here on Tuesday when it looks a little bit better. It's kind of bad now, man. It's really, really bad. I remember back in the day, man, I had me one of them big old trucks. I got one of them big Tundras, man. I was driving that big bad boy, man. I was a super builder, man. I was delivering stuff, delivering items. And I started thinking about some things. It actually it didn't dawn on me until I started working at America's Home Place. When I started working at America's Home Place, I realized that what I should be doing is I should be managing sites rather than trying to deliver and stuff like that. So if I'm delivering and doing all that stuff, I don't have time to manage my site. So I went and bought this little bad boy right here. Now, mind you, that truck that I had, that Tundra, was 2007 Tundra. That truck, if I can get the screen small. That truck actually, I was spending 14, it went 14 miles a gallon. And this little bad boy right here gets me 54 miles a gallon. And here's the thing, if somebody need me to drop them some shingles off, I ain't got no room, buddy. Now I do have enough room. See what I got here. I do have enough room come in here, and I have a few rooms in here. Just a couple of things just to make things happen. So here, I always keep these are my pliers. So I got all kind of pliers. Tape measures, you can't go home without it. Yeah, I mean, you can't leave home without it. I have my alligator. I mean, these things are really, really come in handy, man. These alligator needle nose pliers, adjustable wrench. And then I have the kind that you can cut, these are true wire pliers. You can cut stuff with them. Cut wire. I got my little electrical stuff right here too, guys. So sometimes I have to cut wire. Sometimes I gotta go over there and rig up some over there. I gotta rig up some things over there sometimes. So what I do is I take this right here, guy, and you can cut different sizes of wire with it so that you can, You can do a little electrical work, not enough electrical work to be like an electrician. I also have my tester. So I'm always gonna have a tester on site. This right here, so if I go to a job site, I can check. This right here got a little button right here. And this helps me with my GFCI, ground fault circuit interrupt. And so I can test and see do we have it. And typically your ground fault is gonna be in wet places, okay? So I got that. And this is another thing that I usually keep on site. I always keep that on site. And guys, before you ever start fooling with electricity, you better. Hey man, well you know good. How you doing?
I'm good. How's it going?
Man, I'm hanging in there trying to get stuff done. It's hard to build nowadays, buddy. I see this guy took his sign down up there.
What you mean?
I don't see a sign up there.
Who's building this house?
Yeah, the guy that was building the house.
Oh, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I didn't see a sign. He had a sign up there. He took it down.
No, I know he's not been working.
Yeah, so I think
That's
he.
not a good sign.
Yeah, he might have just said, "The heck with it, man. I done made enough. I'm finna move on."
What you got hooked up there, man? Like you got some heavy power stuff.
Who? Tell me this?
You got your camera, you got your.
Oh no, this right here is this is see this, I'm doing a YouTube live,
gotcha.
and what I'm doing here is I got my power. This gives me power, so I'm not sucking up because it's taking a lot more power. So it's a battery, and it's hooked up this right here. So this is my Makita battery that I use for my drills and stuff.
So you doing a YouTube thing.
Yeah, I actually supposed to have some students out here, but it was raining so bad. And so I said, hey man, we'll just push this back to Tuesday. And I think that'll be better for them. So we can come out here and walk. And then the grounds won't be so wet and muddy. Cause they ain't gonna want, most of my guys are gonna have some nice shoes on, man. They ain't gonna mess them up. I don't know. About 2 months. I'm shooting for 2 months. All right, man. If you guys got questions, I still got a couple people on. If you guys got any questions, you can always type your questions in. I don't know if you can say anything, but guys, this right here is kind of sort of my little handy bag here. I got my hammer, I got spray, in case I may need to mark some stuff. I got my crowbar, I got my Allen wrench. I also got a flashlight in here. So these are some of the things that I got a flashlight in here. And man, this sucker right here has like 17,000 lumens. Yeah, I may not even have any, my batteries may not even be working on this thing. I got a sledgehammer in here too. I got my little work, just a little cheap work belt. Along with I try to keep a lot of caulking going on here too, guys. So I got my caulk gun. I got liquid nail and caulking thing. Cause sometimes I see things I got to knock it out the way right quick. Like I don't want to call the sub to come way back out here and knock out one little item. Uh-oh, it's coming. Like a storm starting to come back. It's getting dark. But anyway, then I got my drill. So I'm gonna keep my drill going on here too. So I got a little drill here. Try to keep my batteries always charged up. I found out, guys, that I think Milwaukee has the best battery life. And I end up buying Makita. So I just had to stick with Makita, but I got my saw here. It's always good to have a battery powered saw. Now, the only problem with this thing right here is if you got a big job, you better not bring that on site because that battery gonna die real quick and you be swapping out the batteries all the time. I also have this little guy right here. This is really handy, guys, because I got most of the type of nails and stuff that I'm gonna need on site. It's gonna be right here. So certain things like cut nails. You can see my cut nails right here. These are my wire bolts. I got some things to secure electrical wire. Sometimes that's needed. I also have some, I forgot I had these right here. One of my subs asked for these right here. And I forgot I had these on site. These are for hangers, guys. So they're a little shorter, but these are specifically for hanger nails. And if you guys ever dealt with hangers, engineered hangers, you got to have a nail in every last one of the holes. And I also have these pin nails. So I just kind of keep a couple of things on me, just in case I may need it. I also have something else, guys. I also have this right here, little doohickey right here. Let's see if somebody's trying to. Like I said, you guys can type in questions if you have it. I got this bad boy right here, and this is a really good one right here, guys. So I can go through here, and I kind of got everything I need for a drill. And the only thing about this thing right here, see, like, look right here, man. One of them's already missing. So you got to make sure you put these bits back. I try to make sure that when I use them, I put them back. So I got all kind of bits here. So I guarantee you're gonna have to use one of these. And like I said, I don't like to do any work on site. I like for myself to finish things up. The problem is, you know, if I get out here and the homeowner, you know, like if I'm doing a punch out and we getting stuff done, I need to go ahead and get that stuff done. I don't want to have to call the guys back out to do the little bitty stuff. So I do have some nails here. You have to have your first aid kit, guys. You know, just in case, man. I cut myself real bad one time, and man, I thought I won't ever stop bleeding. So that thing came in handy, buddy. I tell you. So I try to keep things kind of organized, guys. Organization is the key. You cannot manage a site if there is no organization going on. If stuff is everywhere, stuff is laying around everywhere. That's just not a good sign. I also have, and every man should have one of these. This thing really came on. Every man should have one of these. I was given, one of my customers gave this right here to me. One of my best customers, man. She's a really good customer. But, guys, this right here is, you know, these are things that you can, you know, like with your cars and stuff. Now, I don't think I have a battery. I got a big battery in the back of this car. This is a Prius, it's a hybrid, so I got a big battery in the back. But I also have a little battery up front where I can probably jump somebody off. I don't know. But I got a lot of little electrical stuff that may be needed in a car. This right here doesn't look like it goes somewhere. You know, stuff to clean off the battery cables and stuff like that. So basic tools are right here. This is not bad to have. Okay. Over on this side, guys, I got tape, you know, torpedo, level. So this right here kind of helps me out to make sure. I take this right here and put it on the pipes and make sure I got fall. So you put it on the pipes, make sure you got fall on them. This is something my son bought me because when I cut myself real bad, no, I drilled a bit through my finger. And so my son bought me this right here so I can use that to put the bit in there and drill it in, so I won't drill it, do that. When he saw that, it kind of messed him up a little bit. I also have a sheetrock knife. This always come in handy too, guys. So sometimes you got to cut holes in the walls and stuff. I got a set of razor blades over here. Gotta keep them on this side. And you got to be careful with those razor blades too, guys. Don't have them out the pack. So we got this right here. Do not have these things out the pack. That's how I cut my finger real bad. I was sticking my hand in here, and the blade was sitting up, and I just jigged it down in, and it got me pretty good. So you always want to have goggles, safety goggles, guys. It's key. Here's my knife right here. Don't look like the storm will be too bad. All right, so let's kind of look at this right here. So those are things that you want to have in your, like I say, in your car, man. I kind of keep that in there. Let me see. I try to keep a set of plans. As you can see, I keep my plans back here. And guys, this is the one thing that everywhere you go, you better have a code book. You got to be that big has that code book. Because, you know, when you're looking at your site, man, if something is wrong, and you got to check spans and stuff like that, guys, you got to be able to check that stuff out right here. You got to be able to look it up and make sure it's right. You don't want to rely on the building official or the building inspector to tell you that something is right or wrong. You need to read it for yourself. And I think this is where we have a lot of problems, guys, because a lot of guys is going by what they're telling them, and they're not reading stuff for themselves, so they never really learn. I keep something like this right here on site, guys. I keep this on site. I keep this with me, and I have each one of my houses color coded. Like this is another job site. The green This house right here has a yellow code on it, so this is the yellow code house. I also have a home builder's guide, so if I need to find some subs, I can look them up. So this is what we have here, guys. All right, so this is what the house looks like now. Some of my guys have been out here. Got the truck in there. They probably almost finished loading this stuff. So this is what we look like now. Mind you, the trim is going to be black. We're going to paint all that black, so it's going to really change. We may have to add a couple more things to it. I'm also looking at a couple more things, guys. I'm looking at water movement. Water's actually moving off of this line, which is a good thing. So the water's moving down. This is the final grade right here. We may go up just a little bit on those steps. We have maybe 3 steps to the front door. Thinking so. I'm gonna walk up here. Well, I tell you, man, you can really mess up the shoes with this stuff here. I tried to leave a couple bricks because I know I'm gonna have a couple of bricks on my steps, but that's not gonna be enough. I'm gonna have some blocks, but that's not gonna be enough bricks. And this guy right here kind of spent this thing. They're trying to get this thing turned around so they can unload on this gravel and won't be on all this mud. So this is the trim.
Go ahead.
Whew. So they almost got this thing halfway empty, man. That's a lot of trim going on here, man. Good Lord Almighty. Trim carpenters will be over here a couple of weeks. I gotta come here tomorrow, guys. I have an inventory sheet. And I come through here with an inventory sheet. And guys, I would actually come through here and check every item all the way down to the rosettes. We make sure everything showed up. I won't let my guys start until all that stuff, until I make sure everything, until I have a count. This is the trash. And when I get the count of everything, then we could, baseboard. All right, guys, the kind of baseboard that we use is called MDF. It's called medium density fiberboard. So it's a lot of work gonna go on here the next couple of days, man. It's gonna be wide open. We'll get this stuff done. So got a lot of stuff up here. Yeah, let's come up here, man. We got a lot of little stuff going on up here. It's a couple of different items. I gotta go over there and fix that right there over there. Jeez. It's always some stuff. So I gotta fix this right here. We got a problem right there that needs to be fixed. I need to take that out and make it right. It's a skylight in a closet. Okay. I gotta cut a hole up here for your access. Got stairs. Got stairs here, man. I'll tell you something. Don't underestimate these stairs. These stairs are expensive. It costs actually just on a full set of stairs, man. It costs you about $2,000 just to stain them. You know, you might be looking at another $2,500 just to just for the material that goes up here on the steps. $2,500 to $3,000, just $1,000 just to install, maybe more than that. So you know, and all this right here that needs to be arched around. So you know that stuff. Then you got another set of stairs back here. These are things that when you starting to build a house, and a lot of time, I'll be honest with you, Sam, telling me that the storm's coming. Guys, I'm gonna tell you something. So we got all that there, that's good. A lot of time I have homeowners that come in, they want me to quote them a house, you know, quote them, you know, the cost of constructing a house. And in today's market, guys, if you understand anything about today's market, builders can't control the cost like we used to. Controlling costs is very difficult. You know, I can sit here and say it's going to be this right here, but in 2 weeks, heck, within a week, some of these suppliers, man, they bump up their costs. So you can't give, you know, I can say, well, hey, this is what I think it's going to be, but it's very difficult to just lock costs in. And this has been going on for the last couple of years. So typically what you want to do is you make sure you let people, let them know, but when you quote the house out, or when I'm quoting the house, that's correct, Jamal. Rucker, that is correct. So yeah, all that material. So what's going to happen? Let me just kind of go back this way, guys. What's going to happen in all these right here? These are temporary steps, guys. What I'm stepping on right here, that's temporary. All this right here gonna get popped up. It's gonna take all this up right here, all this temporary step. It's gonna all come up. We're gonna bust it all up. We're gonna undo all this stuff all over again. So we're gonna take all this right here up. All this right here gonna come up. So we're gonna have a whole bunch of boards. You're gonna look like this when they get done with it. So we're gonna have it, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna replace it with true treads. I'm gonna show you what the treads are gonna look like. We're gonna replace it with these boards right here. I'm gonna replace it with these. This is a true tread right here. So we're gonna replace it with this. This right here is gonna get sanded and stained just like your floors. So whatever hardwood floors we put in here, that's what it's gonna look like. We got two panel doors. So I hope that answers your question. So that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna take those, replace the temporary that's already up here. Okay. So these are temporary steps right here. This right here is temporary. That's gonna come up. All these right here, boards are gonna come up. And right here, this is right here is what we call the stringer. And these are made out of 2x12. So you got to cut these right here is made out of 2x12. And the strength lies on these stringers, guys. Let me see if I can get an angle at this right here. The strength of these steps is right from here to here. That's what the strength is, right there. That's why you can't overcut. Like this guy right here, he kind of if you look right here, he kind of overcut right here due to the saw. I can't see it. He kind of overcut right here due to the saw being circular. That's a no-no. See, this is another thing, man. You got to sit here and just watch these guys all day long, because they'll jack your house up. You can kind of see right here, he overcut. You see how they overcut right there? That is not good. So one thing that they did do, they came here and backed it with this right here, 2x4, to give it a little bit more strength. But really what you want to do is you want to cut so close with this circular saw, and then you want to use a hand saw to cut the rest. These guys don't have time to do that. These guys just come in and they just cut. Now, guys, there's a difference between true framers. There's a difference between framers and guys who just cutting up lumber and putting it together. And like I said, man, I said and I say it again. You can look at the back here, guys. All right, we got that kind of. You gotta see the back. I gotta put a little small retaining wall right down here with some blocks to move that water back there. But I said and I say it again. Framers should be licensed. Alabama needs to start making sure that framers are licensed. You have to have somebody on that crew or somebody who's running the framing crew have to have a license in order to frame. That should not be something that the builder does. And here's another thing, this is the washroom guy. Here's another thing, man. They really should call, I keep saying it and I say it over and over again. Home builders should be called residential general contractors. That's what we should be called. We should not be called home builders, because I bet you 95% of builders out here who are building are not doing anything in those houses. They're not picking up hammers. They're not doing anything. Like me, I just knocked that thing down. That's probably the most I do. Or something similar. But I'm not going to come in. I'm not going to install trim. Guys, it takes too much of your time. If I came in here and installed this trim, let's just say, for instance, I didn't do trim, but I did something like cabinets or something like that. If I came in here and installed this stuff right here myself, what's going to happen is it's going to take me longer, because I'm not a trade contractor. I don't know, I don't have all the materials and the stuff to do the stuff. So what's going to happen is it's going to take me longer, and the longer it takes me, the more interest I'm going to have to pay. So that's a losing situation there. You're losing time. One thing is more important than anything. A lot of people don't understand. What the hell did that thing go? I'm trying to think, where did that door go? Gee, that's bothering me right there, guys. Damn.
That exterior though, you said that y'all don't need though.
Which one?
The
No, but it didn't come from you guys.
oh, they come what? I just want to make sure.
I mean, you know something, I should have just said, yeah, man. Y'all send it back and give me credit for it.
I guarantee
But,
they would credit.
hey, huh?
Guarantee they would give you credit.
No, they wouldn't have. It wouldn't have came up on y'all system. See what they would
My
have,
point exactly.
huh?
That's my point.
What's that? You said you guarantee they wouldn't have gave it to me?
Who was it by?
That came from Southern Window Supply.
Who?
Southern Window Supply.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, what'll happen is if I send it back on this job, they're gonna populate that into the everything I ordered from this job, and then they're gonna show up and they're gonna nah, man, that ain't enough right there.
Yeah.
I wish I could send it back, man. That's about $900. Yeah. All right. Are there any other questions? Well, I forgot what I was saying, guys. Okay, so we got that. We're gonna let these guys handle this thing, man. I gotta get another brace up there for that little piece. So now we're really ready for the drives and walks. Ready for the trim, drives, and walks. We're ready to order the cabinets. I gotta get this cabinet budget together too, man. This thing is crazy. Cabinets are expensive these days. A house like this right here, man, you can get up to $40,000-$50,000 worth of cabinets real quick. Oh, thanks, man. I was talking about quoting. Yeah. I hope I'm reconnected. Hey guys, thanks for reminding me, Rucker. This is what happens, guys. So let's say a homeowner comes in and says, "Hey, can you quote this house for me?" Yeah, I quote this house. And let's say this house. I'm gonna just say this was for the sake of simplicity. This is not a $500,000 house, guys. This is a very expensive house, much more expensive than $500,000. Well, let's just say for the sake of simplicity that this house was $500,000. So I quoted out, "Sir, ma'am, we're at $500,000." The homeowners are gonna come back and they're gonna say, "Man, that's too much. I can't pay that." So the builder, can you get it down lower? That's what the homeowner's gonna say, guys. And so the builder's gonna say, okay. So what the builder's gonna do, the builder's gonna go back and he's gonna start removing amenities. You know what I mean when I say amenities? The amenities are gonna be things like, he's gonna do cheaper, he's not gonna do trim in some places. He's gonna do a lot of stuff that's cheaper. He's gonna do, maybe not, vinyl flooring. I don't know. He'll do subway tile and stuff like that. Just things that are cheaper light fixtures. We get all our light fixtures from Home Depot. So that's what the builder would cut. But now, and see, those are budget items. And then things like foundation and stuff like that, it is what it is on that. Framing, lumber. And so what'll happen is, once you actually start building that house, the homeowners, in a lot of cases, go out and start picking out stuff that's way outside of the budget. And they'll try to take those amenity items that you reduced on the front end, and they're gonna increase it to where it was in the first place. So now you actually went from 500,000 to 480, and now you're back at 500,000 again, and in a lot of cases, they ain't gonna want to pay that $20,000 that they went over. This is what happens, guys. They're gonna rain. That's what happens. Okay? And so, I'm learning, guys, you gotta have ironclad contracts when you're in this game. Ironclad contracts. You gotta really, you gotta have your contracts even when they explain themselves, a lot of the stuff on the contracts can be self-explanatory. Some people may not read it right. And you have to also be careful about who you pick as your homeowner, guys. You know, just because you're a builder, man, don't mean you have to build for everybody. Some people, you and their personality is not gonna match up. So you gotta be careful with that as well. You gotta know who you're dealing with. You know, like I said, you can't build for everybody. You can't be everybody's customer. I mean, builder. And so, you know, builders gotta be very conscious of that. And it started raining now. Okay. You gotta be very conscious of like I said, who you building for. I got really, really dirty in here. So are there any more questions before we break? Now we're gonna meet here again on Tuesday. That way I want you guys to walk this thing with me and make sure you guys have plenty of questions. Let me see which one I'm looking at. Plenty of questions available for me. Please have questions. I operate better. I appreciate Rucker, you asking the question that you asked. I do better when I have questions. All right, let me see, how do I, anybody else? Let me see how to turn this thing off. There we go.